Alzheimer's is a progressive disease. Dementia, there's a number of different types of dementia. And she had 2 or 3 different types. And it took a long time. I mean, it was 10 years. It's well understood, or certainly part of the analysis of what causes Alzheimer's disease, that concussions and head injuries can precipitate or cause Alzheimer's. And so she had a lot of these things that began to start very slowly. And up until the time we came here, I mean, when I told her we were going to come here and wanted her to come and see the place, she said, I don't want to go someplace with a lot of old people, which is what everybody says. But it became more and more progressive as we lived here. It seems with Alzheimer's that long-term memory takes over. It kind of compensates for the loss of short-term memory. And while she might not be able to remember what happened yesterday, she could remember what happened years ago. She wasn't sure where she was. She would often ask me, how come we're living in this hotel? And I would have to try to explain to her that, you know, I'd give her the simplest answer. And she'd forget, and it seemed to satisfy her. And then I began to sing to her. The songs somehow were, you know, part of our lives together. And I guess maybe that's why I somehow, at some level, wanted to write a musical. And when I saw her face light up, I knew it was getting through to her. And that she could somehow, at some level, understood and could hear and knew that it was something that bonded us together. And so I would come over. Every time I came over, I would at least sing 1 or 2 songs to her, you know, some of the old ballads that I remembered. And she would hold my hand very tightly, a moment, and she was in a lot of pain. And there was a lot of distress, and she didn't really understand it. And I remember telling her, it's okay. And I felt that we'd always helped each other, you know, make the big decisions. And so I simply was saying to her, it's okay, you can let go now, it's all right. And within 2 days, she was gone. And I don't know whether that had any, you know, real connection, whether it was somehow she heard me, or whether it just was time. But that was something that I'll never forget. You know, that moment when I knew that's what I had to say to her.